Yeah, hello everyone. Good evening. Thank you all so much for joining us today. So in today's session, we will be talking in today's session, we'll be talking all about fenugreek seeds or methi, right? So I'm sure all of you must have heard about methi dana or methi seeds or fenugreek seeds, right? So you must have heard about how it can help with diabetes and all of that. So in today's session, we'll just be taking a deep dive into that and understand what makes fenugreek seeds, good for diabetes management. Like what does it contain and how you can take it and how much you should be taking in order for it to help and what does it actually do, right? So be going through all of those things. I'll just quickly go ahead and share my screen. But before that, I'll just quickly introduce myself. I'm Shifa. I'm a nutritionist and diabetes educator, and I'll be taking today's session on, fenugreek seeds. So if you have any questions on diabetes, on the topic we're going to be talking about today or anything else, feel free to drop them in the comment section and we'll be taking all of the questions towards the end of the session. All right. So I'll just quickly go ahead and start sharing my screen. Okay, so hope my screen is visible. Maybe you can just drop a thumbs up if you're able to see my screen, right? So like I said, in today's session, we'll be talking all about fenugreek seeds or methi dana, right? So I just also want you all to be very, very active on the chat and on the comments, right? So just let me know, like if I do have any questions, I will be asking all of you. I just want you to quickly put down all of your answers. So I want to hear from all of you, like, what have you heard about fenugreek seeds? Like, I'm sure you must have heard about it's good for diabetes and all that. So can you tell me, like, how many of you've tried taking fenugreek seeds? Have you tried, taking the fenugreek seed water or methi seed water to, help manage your diabetes? If you have tried it, just drop a yes in the chat or in the comments, right? Okay, so a lot of you are saying yes, taken, tried. Okay. All right. So why do you think that it works, right? So today we'll talk about why it works, what does it have, what are the other benefits of fenugreek seeds? Like it's not just good for diabetes, but other things also which is good for. So we'll talk about all of that. Okay. So Humay sir saying tried but didn't work. Okay. 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 So a lot of you have tried it, right? So we'll go ahead and see what does it have and everything else. So let me just quickly go ahead and okay. Right. So this is basically why fenugreek seeds, helps. This is basically what it has and the nutritional profile of the seed in itself. So basically fenugreek seed or methi dana, they actually have a lot of fiber and a lot of micronutrients, right? Iron, manganese, magnesium. They also have a lot of antioxidants in them. And if you can see the nutrition profile, it's on the right side of the screen. It has about 23 grams of fiber. This is all for 100 grams of the seed, all right? So 25 grams of protein, a lot of, 47% magnesium, and about 186% of our daily intake of iron. So it's a very good, micronutrient profile that this seed has. The vitamins and minerals are really good. It also has a really great amount of soluble fiber. All right. So moving on. Now, what is the connection between diabetes and methi seeds or fenugreek, right? So let's go ahead and have a look at that. So one of the there are many reasons as to why, methi seeds or fenugreek can help with diabetes. Now, one of the things it has is soluble fiber, right? And this is the name of it's called glucosamine fiber, which helps in delaying, or it basically slows down the absorption of your sugars. Now, what happens with diabetes? I'm sure all of you know, right? So with diabetes, whenever we eat something, your blood sugar levels will rise up, right? So it can spike. Now, if you've noticed, if you eat like only rice, or suppose you have only, let's say, a slice of bread, or just one fruit, your sugars might spike, let's say, from 100 to, let's say, about 150. Right? About 50-point increase. So that's quite a bit of an increase, right? So that means, and the increase might happen very quickly, like within an hour or even 30 minutes of eating, your sugars may spike. So that is because there is no fiber, there is less amount of fiber, and the food is getting digested much quicker. Now, what does fenugreek seed do? It basically helps the digestion to slow down, right? Like I said, it has a lot of soluble fiber. Now, this glucomannan fiber is what is the soluble fiber that is in the seed, in the fenugreek seed. And this fiber basically slows down the digestion of the food. And because of that, the intestinal absorption of the sugar or the food you're eating, like the food has to be obviously absorbed, right? Now, that absorption will slow down. So that is the main reason why it helps. That is why you must have heard, have it in an empty stomach. It will help with, reducing fasting, reducing your post-meal sugar level. Sometimes you must have also heard people say, have it before your meals. Have you tried it before your meals and everything? Have you? If you have, just give me a thumbs up or just a yes in the chat. Let me know when you take the fenugreek seed. What time of day do you take it? Or, when have you tried taking it and what effect has it done, for you? So one reason it helps is because of the soluble fiber, right? And other thing that it has is these two compounds called fenugreek and trigonelin. So these two things basically have certain compounds. These are compounds which are present in the seed in itself, right? So these compounds are what will help to reduce the sugar levels. Right now, these two other compounds are present that will help to reduce the spikes, reduce your fasting, and reduce your post-meal sugar levels as well. And it also has an amino acid called 4-hydroxyisoleucine, which basically helps the pancreas to secrete insulin or release insulin. These are the reasons why it works. So I hope all of you who have tried now understand why it is said to be good, right? Excuse me, so sorry. Yeah, sorry. Right. Yeah. Okay. So now what are the benefits of taking the the fenugreek seeds? Now you know what it has. It has soluble fibers. It has a lot of, antioxidants, like I mentioned, and it also has amino acid, which helps to release insulin from the pancreas. Now, how does that help? Right now, the one thing that, there are a lot of research that has been done on this. Right? There has been a lot of research done on the Methi seeds and how it can help with diabetes, how it can help with, cholesterol, all of that. So what people have seen is all of these studies are not very, very definitive, but there is some studies which say that fenugreek seeds or Methi seeds can help reduce HbA1c levels, right? It is also seen that they can help reduce the post-meal sugar readings, right? That is after your meals, your postprandial basically is shown to be lesser. And it also helps to improve your fasting blood sugars and also helps to improve the insulin sensitivity, meaning it makes your cells much more sensitive to insulin, meaning that the insulin is able to act on the cells and the cells are able to absorb more glucose from your bloodstream. And it is also shown to increase the insulin action, like I told about the amino acid, right? So that is one of the compounds that is there in the seed that will help to, stimulate your pancreas to release more insulin. So these are a couple of, things which it helps in, like a couple of benefits that it has. So moving on, right. Okay, yeah, sorry. Right. This is basically a couple of other benefits of fenugreek seeds, right? And it's not just good for diabetes, like we told about HbA1c, fasting, postprandial. It's not just about that, right? So fenugreek seeds have also seen a lot of other benefits when it comes to other conditions as well. And like I told, the first one that I spoke about was lipids, like cholesterol, right? So usually with people with diabetes, we've also seen that they're also more likely to get high cholesterol or high triglycerides or something like that, right? So there is a lot of chances for people to have two or more existing conditions. Sometimes people have blood pressure with diabetes or cholesterol with diabetes or low HDL, high LDL. All of these sometimes can happen, right? So that is why, it is also seen that with, when you take like supplementation of the fenugreek seed, it actually helps to improve the lipid levels. The cholesterol levels have improved and the triglyceride levels have also decreased. Now, again, one of the major reasons for this is because of the soluble fiber in the methi seeds. They're very, very good sources of fiber. So one of the major things about fiber is, so even if you take a lot of veggies and fruits, you will be able to see that your cholesterol levels are improving. So the one thing you need to understand is that if you have a high cholesterol, having a lot of soluble fiber and fiber containing fruits and veggies and like all of your whole grains that are fiber rich will be very helpful, because the more fiber you take, the less cholesterol that your body is going to absorb from the food, because the fiber is going to bind to the cholesterol and it's going to excrete it out from your body. So make sure that if you are someone with high cholesterol, right, make sure that you are taking a lot of fiber containing foods. And just fenugreek is just another fiber containing food. It also has a lot of antioxidants, like I told, but fiber is one of the major reasons why it helps improve cholesterol levels and reduces the triglycerides. And the other thing that I want to talk about is with in relation to acid reflux, right? So I'm not sure how many of you have, heartburn or acid reflux, right? So if you are someone who faces a lot of issues with, let's say, digestion, after eating, you sometimes feel like, the food is coming up again and you have acid reflux or digestion, or you have, some digestive discomfort, this can also be very good because it contains something called mucilage, which basically helps to soothe the lining of your gut, right? And when this happens, it basically helps to soothe the symptoms of acid reflux also. So it also helps with GERD as well. So again, taking methi seeds will be helpful. So stay tuned. I'll tell you how you can actually take methi seeds in your day, but this is one of the benefits that it has. The other thing, like I said, right, it has antioxidants and helps to reduce inflammation. Now, antioxidants are really, really great. Like antioxidants are found in so many other, vegetables and fruits as well. But even a lot of seeds have a lot of antioxidants. And methi seeds tend to also have lots and lots of antioxidants. And these antioxidants basically help to reduce inflammation. So even with, diabetes, there is a lot of inflammation that can happen in our body. So there's a lot of, sometimes you may face, sometimes you may have a lot of other associating conditions, like let's say, like I said, cholesterol or blood pressure. All of these can also be caused or can lead to inflammation. And sometimes even like autoimmune conditions, like let's say Hashimoto's, the thyroid, all of those are also causing a lot of inflammation in your body, right? So it's very important that you also need to curb the inflammation, right? Reduce the inflammation in your body, because that can again lead to a lot of discomfort, pain and everything, right? So again, taking methi seeds is also seen to help with inflammation also. So that is one, benefit of taking this. Right. The other thing is it also helps to improve your digestion and gut health, right? So I'm sure all of you are aware of the gut health and why it's so important. If you're not, it's very, very important to maintain a very good gut microbiome, right? So it's very important to make sure that your digestion is good. It's very important to make sure that your gut is doing well, because your gut is actually the place which kind of digests all your food, absorbs all your nutrients, and also absorbs glucose, right? So if you have a very good gut health, you'll not have any sort of issues when it comes to, like digestion, basically. So you'll not have bloating, constipation, diarrhea, all of that, but you'll also, tend to absorb more nutrients, especially like B12, which is very, very important to have a good gut health or a good microbiome when it comes to absorbing B12. And also like vitamin D, a lot of, nutrients are absorbed from your gut, right? So when you have a good gut health and you have a good microbiome, your nutrient absorption will be better. You'll also have a better absorption of glucose and, lesser, sugar spikes as well. So gut health is extremely important. So you can definitely take, methi dana, and methi dana, you can add it into, let's say, buttermilk, like, or yogurt, right? You can soak it, add it into buttermilk or soak it in buttermilk and have it. And, buttermilk in itself also is a probiotic. So it's going to be very, very good. And again, the reason that methi is or good for gut or good for your digestion is because it has, soluble fiber. Again, soluble fiber is, I think, one of the major things that is present in the methi dana, it'll help with a lot of things. So with digestion, with cholesterol, with blood sugar control, everything, right? So it helps with digestion and also gut health. So make sure that you also take care of your gut. So, you can add this, methi dana to your buttermilk. Like I said, you can add, you can sprout it and add it to all of your salads. You can add it to a lot of greens and have that as well. Right. And other thing is it helps to reduce risk of metabolic syndrome. Now, so metabolic syndrome is basically a condition where you are having a high, cholesterol, high lipids. You're having, HbA1c is also on the higher side, and you also have, let's say, abdominal obesity, or you put on a lot of weight around your belly. Right, you have belly fat. So again, having a belly fat also is a risk factor. Or if you are someone who stores a lot of fat on your belly, you are more likely or at risk of getting like diabetes, or these lifestyle conditions, right? Because the fat around your belly is mostly visceral fat. So by making sure that you are eating enough fiber, by making sure that you are, again, this can be a supplement. So having some, methi seeds, occasionally can as a supplement will also be very helpful to reduce the risk of that, right? Because it does have a lot of antioxidants, a lot of, fiber, which will help. And lastly, it helps with weight management. Again, we're also going to talk about the fiber, because fiber is the key component here that will help with keeping you full. It also helps to, control your appetite. It also helps to, better absorb the nutrients from the diet that you're eating, right? So these are the benefits of, methi seeds. Now, how do you actually consume the methi seeds? Or what are the ways you can consume methi seeds? One thing you need to do if you are, planning to take methi seeds is, first, you can soak the methi seeds overnight in water, right? And drink it on an empty stomach the next morning. So you can just take about 10 grams, which is about 2 teaspoons, put it in a glass of water, like about 250, 300 ml of water, and then soak it overnight. And the next morning you can drink this water. Right. The next thing you can do is also make a tea with fenugreek or methi. So you can add some mint, you can add ginger, you can even, add some, hibiscus, flowers, or whatever you want to add, chamomile, whatever you want to add. You can add it into the tea, and you can, make it however you want it, but you can just add a bit of methi seeds into this tea and just brew it for a bit. You can also sieve it and drink it. And if it's better if you can just chew the, the seeds as well. If not, you can just strain it and then drink it, right? And the other way you can take it is by sprouting it. So you can sprout the fenugreek seeds, and then it will obviously grow, little sprouts. You can then add it into salads, curries, and rice as well. So curd rice, you can add it. You can make a lot of salads. So it's going to be almost like a sprout. So you can just add it to whatever dish you're eating, and it's going to be like a good addition, right? So the next thing is I want to talk about is how can you actually sprout the fenugreek seeds, right? So one thing is, this is the steps you can basically follow. So you need to wash the seeds first, right? You take the methi, you wash it in tap water, and then you again soak it overnight. So soak it overnight, after which you can drain it. And again, you have to wash the seeds. Then place it in a, clean kitchen towel, and into like a little bit of a dark container, like a closed container, for the next 24 hours. Then again, remove it, wash it, and then again place it in the container. Do this for like 3 to 4 days. You'll be able to see little shoots coming out of the seeds. So then, you know that it is germinated, there is sprouts, and you can then have it. So it looks somewhat like this. So this sprout, you can then add it into whatever, dish you want to add, and it adds a lot of, nutritional value into it. So it's a good source of vitamin B as well. When you sprout something, it also increases the digestibility of the food. So definitely add this into your meal. So these are some, easy ways you can take methi. But there are also a couple of precautions you need to follow when you are taking methi seeds, right? So especially because if you are someone who takes, diabetes medication. So if you are taking, let's say, any oral hypoglycemic drug, right? Or if you are taking insulin, you should let your doctor know that you are taking methi seeds. You should let your health coach, your nutritionist, your doctor, everyone, you have to let them know that you are taking methi seeds, because sometimes when you combine like your medications and your methi seeds, then sometimes there is a risk of going into very low, sugar levels. So hypoglycemia can sometimes happen. So that again, needs more, like what do you say? You need to make sure that you do the rule of 15. You have to, not go into a, level less than 70, right? So blood sugar levels less than 70 is not okay. So that there is a risk of going into hypoglycemia. So let your doctor know, and then take it only after you speak with the doctor and confirm with them. Right? Don't take it if you're taking any sort of oral hypoglycemic drug or insulin. Talk to your doctor and let them know. Then you can go ahead and take it. Maybe start very small. Don't take too much of Methi seeds. Take, let's say, half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon. See how you're feeling, and then go ahead and increase it slowly with under medical guidance. And that's very important, with the help of a nutritionist or a doctor. Very, very important, especially if you are taking medications, right? And secondly, again, if you take too much of Methi seeds, because of the high fiber content, it can actually cause a lot of discomfort. It can cause bloating, sometimes diarrhea, constipation, and it can be very, very, uncomfortable for you. So make sure you don't over consume it. Stick to 10 grams per day is more than enough. So please don't overtake this. Don't take too much of the Methi seeds as well, right? And the other thing that I want to talk about, obviously, is if you are pregnant, please don't take it. Again, it can sometimes cause some complications. So please do not take Methi seeds if you are pregnant. So this is all about the presentation. Now it's time for the Q&A. So if you have any questions, please go ahead. You can leave all your questions in the chat below, and I will answer them now. Okay, so I can see a couple of questions in the chat. I'll just quickly take them up. Okay, so Shailaja ma'am, you asked me about the quantity. I've already covered it. The quantity is about 10 grams per day is something you can take. You have to soak it in water and then have it. But if you are on medications, ma'am, please talk to your doctor, talk to your nutritionist before you start taking any Methi seed. And best time, you can take it early in the morning, like on an empty stomach, you can take it as well. Sister Diane, does fenugreek seeds cause bones to ache? So I'm not really aware of this happening. I don't think there's any direct correlation, but there's no reason why it should cause your bones to ache. But I would say speak to a doctor. Maybe you need to get it checked, because there's no direct reason as to why that would cause your bones to ache. So please do get a medical professional's opinion as well. Anand sir, can I take in powder form with food? Yes, you can take it in the powder form as well. So all you have to do is just, maybe roast for a bit, powder it, and then you can take it. You can add it into, let's say, roti. You can, add it to roti flour, like wheat flour, ragi flour, whatever. You can add it into that and use it as well. Okay, Ashok sir, I've already told about the time, the quantity as well. So I'll just reiterate it again. You can, stick to 10 grams. Don't go beyond that. 5 to 10 grams is more than sufficient. I've also told you can make, soak it in water, make teas with it, or you can sprout it. And you can also maybe powder it and add it into your flours. That also works. And the right time, you can definitely take it, early in the morning. But like I said, please talk to your nutritionist and let them know, keep them aware, keep them informed that you are taking, Methi seeds. Because the thing is, when your doctors prescribe medications or when your coach is giving you a diet, they will look into your, sugar levels, right? They'll look into your sugar levels, look into your health reports, and then they will prescribe something. So you should let them know that you are taking something. So then, and they can, accordingly prescribe an appropriate dosage. So please let them know that you are taking medications. If you're taking medications, let them know you are taking Methi seeds as well. And then you can start taking it. So Meena ma'am okay. So this is in case you have, it's best if you can soak it overnight, but in case you have forgotten, maybe you can soak it for let's say, 5 to 6 hours and then take it. That also is okay. 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 Shridyanshi, sir, should we have it boiling or without boiling? So you can take it without boiling as well. If you boil it also, there's no harm. You can do it any way you like. Okay. Princess, ma'am, can you give fiber foods to take? All right. So basically, ma'am, fiber-rich foods are all of your vegetables and fruits, and your let's say you have spinach, you have all of your amaranth, your all of your green leaf like palak, all of those are very, very good fiber-rich vegetables. You can also take like any vegetable, you can take onions, tomatoes, all your brinjal, everything, like every single vegetable has lots of fiber. Try to include as many vegetables as you can. So carrot, beans, everything like long beans, everything can be taken. All the vegetables are good sources of fiber. Then also you have fruits, right? So when it comes to fruits, a few fiber-rich fruits are like, you have guavas, you have citrus fruits like, oranges, mosambi, you have apple, pear, and berries. Now, these are all the fiber-rich fruits you can include in your diet. And other fiber-rich foods are obviously whole grains, right? So you have whole wheat flour, you have millets, which are also good sources of fiber. So all your millets, you can take quinoa, you can take amaranth as well. They're also all fiber-rich foods. These are all the fiber-rich foods, ma'am. So you can take all of these as well. Okay, MV Home, sir, I'm not sure what your name is, but your question is, what is gut health? Can you explain a bit? Okay, so basically, so when I talk about gut health, I'm talking about, how good, one thing you have to look at when you're talking about gut health is your digestion. Secondly, I also want to, it's a quite of a bigger topic actually, but I'll just quickly give you a gist. But the thing is, we all have, microorganisms, like we have bacteria, all of that in our gut, like in our, small intestine, large intestine, we have a lot of microorganisms in our gut. And we have good microorganisms and we have bad microorganisms. And in a healthy person, there is a very good balance between good and bad, right? That we need both. We need both good bacteria and both bad microorganisms. But there should be a set balance between the two, right? And your gut microbiome is basically decided by many, many factors. So there is your food you're eating, your antibiotic intake. If you're taking a lot of antibiotics, then again, your gut health can be impacted. If you smoke, if you drink alcohol, if you are not eating good, good food, like if you're not eating sufficient amount of fiber, then all of these reasons, all of these things can actually cause imbalances in your gut. Right. So there is a healthy balance that should be maintained, but a lot of different factors, the environment, the food we eat, what we are exposed to, everything can impact our gut microbiome. So because of that, our microorganisms, they are at an imbalance. So sometimes there'll be there'll be certain type of microorganisms that are more and certain good ones, which are less. So when that happens, you tend to also face a lot of other issues. Maybe like our gut microbiome is involved in so many functions. They are involved in our mood. They also help to, maintain a good lipid metabolism, glucose metabolism. They also help, they have a very protective effect for our gut. They help, in the prevention of colon cancer, so many different reasons, right? So we need to basically maintain it. So when our gut is not working well, you may tend to face issues like bloating, you may not have, regular bowel movements, you may not, you may tend to feel a lot of like discomfort if you eat some foods. Some people also have like IBS and all of that, right? So those are conditions where your gut microbiome is not in balance. So that is what we mean by gut health, right? That is what I talk about when I talk about gut health. That is what I mean. So one way you can increase your gut health is obviously by eating a very, very healthy diet, but also eating variety of foods. Don't stick to the same kind of foods. Eat a variety of foods, because see, whenever we eat foods, that has a direct impact on our microbiome. So eat a lot of high fiber fruits, like I talked about, vegetables, fruits, which I just gave an example of. You can also have like methi seeds. Seeds and nuts are also really great. So chia seeds are very good. Methi seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, all those seeds are also really, really great. They also have a good, fat content as well. You can have yogurt, all fermented foods, right? So yogurt, kefir, buttermilk. You can also have, kimchi, kombucha. All of these are foods which contain probiotic or live microorganisms, and these microorganisms help again to keep your sugar levels your gut microbiome in balance. So this is the other reason that you can talk about gut health. So these are a couple of things you can do to improve gut health, and also make sure that you are exercising as well, and avoiding alcohol and smoking, because that also can have a direct impact on your gut health. Okay, moving on, I'll just take up a couple of other questions. Okay. Ashok, so can we take it with ingredients or only methi? So you can also mix it with other, foods taking. Like I said, you can soak the methi seeds and you can add it into different foods. You can powder it, add it into flours. You can, you can also maybe have it with some other seeds and nuts, but if you roast it probably and grind it. So roast it, grind it, and then you can mix it as well and have it, but you can take it. Okay, so what do you do with the seeds soaked? Throw them away, or you said only drink water? So, Humaisa, it's best if you can actually eat the seeds also, right? Some people find it to be too bitter, so they don't eat it, but it's best if you can eat the seeds as well along with the water. If not, you can throw it away. But it's best to drink the seeds. I fried and powdered methi. Is that good? Yes. Yes, sir, you can do that. You can definitely roast the methi seeds and you can powder it and add it into foods as well. That can also be done. Okay, can we? Yes, Naveen, sir, you can take methi seeds without sprouting them. So if you don't want to sprout them, you can just, add it in water the day before, like overnight. You have to soak it in water, and then the next day morning you can take it. That also will help. Or you can also add it into like your tea, like if you're making like just black, like tea with some ginger, you can add some mint leaves, you can add a bit of lime, and you can add the methi seeds, boil it for a bit, and then you can drink the tea. And you can strain it, or you don't have to strain it. That is up to you. It's up to your preference. CL Margos, I'm taking regularly methi seed, empty stomach. Sprout, yes, you can take it. It's you can take it, sir, but I just want to ensure that you have mentioned this to your doctor as well, so they will also be able to help you with the medications if you are on medications, that is. Rajamaleshwari ma'am, will these seeds intake cause, you're asking me if it causes a lot of gas, right? So, ma'am, I would say if you take too much of it, then yes, because it is high in fiber, you have to make sure you are, not eating a lot of it. So I would say stick to 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoon, not more than that. And one more thing is make sure if you're taking methi or something, you should also be very well hydrated. So drink lots of water. That also will be very, very helpful to prevent the bloating, right? And also if you can add it into buttermilk also, that also will be good. So buttermilk also is a good probiotic which will help you. Okay, how does it help in constipation? So basically, sir, constipation happens when you are not having enough fiber, right? So this is a good source of soluble fiber. So when there is soluble fiber, it basically helps to draw in the water, basically. So that is why it helps with constipation. So constipation will be helped by a lot of other things. So having very good vegetable intake, very good, fruit intake, high fiber fruits, like I told, like pears, apples, citrus fruits, berries, all those are also high fiber fruits, and you have all the vegetables. If you take good amount of vegetables and fruits, you will not actually face any issues with the constipation. But if you are someone who is facing issues, then having some methi seeds will also help a lot. Again, you can soak it and drink it. You can make a tea out of it. You can add in buttermilk. All that will help because it has a good amount of soluble fiber. Prasenjit sir, you can come back to the session. The session is going to stay on YouTube. You can come back and have a look at it whenever you would like. Okay, Ashok sir, I'm taking this, but I do not see any much changes. So, sir, you have to kind of can you let me know maybe a bit more about how you take it or whatever, so I can, understand and help you better. But the thing is, it's not that, taking methi seeds is a magic, ingredient. It's not a magical ingredient. You need to take methi seeds, but also make sure your diet and lifestyle is good. So if you're eating methi seeds, but you're not sleeping for 7 to 8 hours, if you're very, very stressed, if you are not eating well, you're not eating a good amount of vegetables, you're not eating enough protein, you're not controlling your carbs, you're eating too much of simple carbs, then taking the methi seeds will not work, right? Because this is not, like a magical ingredient that will negate the effect of everything else you've done, right? So if you are taking methi seeds, you also should make sure that you're combining that with good lifestyle. So eat well, eat good amounts of vegetables in your meals. Every single meal should have vegetable. right? Every single meal should have protein. Make sure you're having good amount of complex carbs. Make sure that you are, sleeping for, 7 to 8 hours. Make sure that you're not, taking too much stress. And even if you are too much, even if you're stressed a lot, make sure you do something to get rid of it, right? So you can, you can do a lot of different things, like whatever you enjoy, do that. You can do some guided meditation. We also have a lot of, resources on our app which you can try out. So you can definitely do that as well, but it should not be like only taking Methi seeds, not doing anything else. It should be a, a combined effort basically. So definitely try, sir. It will definitely, help you. Maybe you can, soak it for a bit longer and have the seeds as well, like chew the seeds very well. That also will help a lot. Arthur, sir, yes, you can have methi powder. You can just roast it, and you can, take the methi powder after that. Vijay, sir, you're asking me about Ayurvedic medicine. I am a nutritionist and I will not be able to help you in terms of medications as such. So I would say, please talk to your Ayurvedic doctor who has prescribed the medication and let them know and ask them if you can take it. Because again, Ayurvedic medications are, a different, field in its own. So, you need to speak with them. Kunal, sir, yes, you can take soak seeds. So you can soak all of your, seeds and you can take it. Okay, Abdul, sir, can we take if you have sinus or cold? Yes, you can take, but in case it is causing you like too much of, maybe if it's causing you like discomfort, sinus, then don't take it. Like you can try it. If it is causing any discomfort, then please don't take it. Without soaked seeds, we can take empty stomach. So, sir, what you can do is you can make a tea out of it, right? You can just add the fenugreek seeds in some water, add ginger, whatever you would like. Just boil it, and then you can drink that tea. So, if you're not able to soak it, you can do that. Naveen, sir, I think I've already answered. Okay. Soaked methi water is sufficient instead of eating. Since I tried eating. Okay. So like I said, iPhone 12 mini, sir, I'm not sure what your name is. Like I said, so I think it is going too low, maybe because are you on medications? I'm not sure. But if you are on medications and you're taking Methi seeds, that could be a reason why it's going, lower. So in that case, maybe try reducing the quantity and first talk to your doctor. Maybe you may not need the Methi seeds, or you may have to adjust the dosage of medication. So just talk to your doctor, they will be able to guide you better. Okay. Jayalalitha ma'am, that also can be done. You can obviously split it and take it whenever you would like. Again, this is something you can take whenever you want, but empty stomach is what most people do. If that's something which works for you, it's definitely okay. You can take it before lunch, before dinner and everything. Razia ma'am, yes, you can mix it in atta, you can roast it and you can grind it and then add it into your roti. Shrikant sir, sure, you can take methi powder with water, but sometimes it does tend to have a bit of a bitter taste. So if that's not a problem for you, you can go ahead and roast it, grind it, and then add it in water. Salam sir, basically depends a lot, like I said, right? So it's not just methi seeds. Methi seeds are not like a magical ingredient, like I said. It is something you can do along with your diet, your lifestyle. So if you are not following a diet and lifestyle, then Methi seeds will not work a lot for you, right? It won't give you good results, but it can be combined with a good lifestyle. So make sure you're eating well, make sure you're eating vegetables in every single meal. So, you can follow the meal plate method, right? Where you're having like 50% of your plate is filled with veggies, then 25% filled with protein, and then the next 25% filled with your complex carbohydrates. So when you do that, when you have a meal plate and you eat like that, you have 50% of vegetables in every single meal, and you follow this like portion control, then along with that, if you take methi, then yes, you will be able to see results within like a week. You'll be able to actually notice some changes, maybe in your fasting, maybe in your post meal, right? That you'll be able to see it. But always make sure that methi in itself will not work. You have to follow it up with the proper diet and make sure you're getting good sleep, you are doing some exercise, and you're also doing something for stress management as well. So Shailaja ma'am, 10 grams is about 2 teaspoons. All right, you can mix that with 250 to 300 ml of water. Vikranti ma'am, yes, if your issue is with post-meal sugar levels, you can take it with food, maybe like before your food. But again, do talk to your doctor. Let your nutritionist and your doctor know that you are taking Methi seeds, or just speak with them and keep them informed. Because sometimes, like I said, there is a risk of going into hypoglycemia. That is not what you don't want that. So please talk to them before you start with any Methi seeds. Okay. Vidhi, so can we drink water and we can swallow? So I would not say that is the most effective way to take it. You can, I would say soaking and then drinking it would be better. But if you want to just start off and you are finding it a bit difficult to do that, you can start off like this and slowly build up to, soaking and drinking the water overnight. Okay, Arun Kumar, sir, I was taking 1 spoon methi seeds regularly, but now it's stopped. It's started causing constipation. All right. So, Arun, sir, maybe for you, you would have to also maybe increase your water intake. That could be the reason. But in case it does cause some issues for you, then maybe let it go for a bit and then you can add it later in your diet. But make sure when you're taking methi seeds or anything with high fiber, you have to make sure that you are drinking enough liquids, drinking enough water, drinking, maybe you can take any like liquids also, like buttermilk, you can take lemon water, you can take lime juice, whatever it is, but make sure that you are staying very well hydrated. Hydration is very important. Are we no. So if you're underweight, you will not lose more weight if you're taking only like, methi seeds. But if you're not eating enough calories and if you are not building muscle, then with diabetes itself, you can actually lose weight with high blood sugars, can actually lead to weight loss. But methi seeds in itself are not necessarily will not lead to, lose more weight. If only if you're on a calorie deficit, it may lead to weight loss. Kunal sir, yes, you can eat the soak seeds. You can soak the methi seeds and keep it in the refrigerator as well. Shrikant sir, yes, you can mix it with methi powder with water and take it. But like I said, some people find it a bit bitter. So then you can, again, it's up to you. It's up to your preference. Nilofer, roasted fenugreek, eating whole day isn't okay. So roasted fenugreek seeds, ma'am, I'm not sure how much you would be eating in the span of the entire day. So it's not something like, like a snack that you can snack on, right? It is something because sometimes excess intake can also lead to a lot of issues. So don't take it like, as a snack. If you're like munching on it every single throughout the day, that may not be the right approach. How you have to portion control it. So 2 teaspoons is the daily recommended intake. So you can definitely do that and try that. But it's okay, you can take it, but soaking it and would be better, or grinding it, adding it into flours would be better. Daniel, sir, you're having heart problem and sugar. So you can take methi, but I would always recommend please talk to your doctor, because sometimes if you are taking medicines, there could be some interactions with the food you're eating. So first, talk to your doctor, and then you can start with the methi. Can we squeeze lemon water drinking? Yes, Kunal, so you can, add lemon water in the methi seeds, no problem. So initially for the yes, it will sprout in the fridge as well, but maybe initially it may take a longer time. Usually you have to keep it in the fridge once the sprouts are there, right? So I would say initially it has to be in a damp environment, but then later on you can move it into the refrigerator. Madhvi ma'am, it's about 10 grams is the recommended intake. But before that, please talk to your doctor if you're taking any medications. 5 to 10 grams, it is 1 to 2 teaspoons is the recommended intake. Sadashivam sir, both are very good. Even methi seeds are really good. Methi leaf, sorry, is also very, very good. It does have a lot of calcium, a lot of iron, a lot of magnesium it contains. So anything is good. Methi in itself is a very good food to be taken. Okay. Can we mix with pepper and salt? Sure, you can do that. But salt again, you have to be very cautious when you're eating salt. If you're someone with high blood pressure, then salt intake should not be, too much. So please, be cautious about that. Okay, cancer, diabetes. Okay, so Anju ma'am, so I'm not sure about what kind of gastric problem you have. Is it like, if you could just elaborate a bit, that would be good. But if you are taking any medicines, ma'am, if you are on any medications for your gastric issues, or if you're any medications for diabetes, you can just speak to your doctor once, because again, it depends on the type of, gastric issue you have. Some people, if they have gastro is, like GERD or acid reflux, that is okay. You can take fenugreek seeds, but for some people it may not suit. So just talk to your doctor once, and then you can try taking, let's say, half a teaspoon and see how you're feeling. If you're feeling okay, then you can go ahead and take it. Okay, Rajamaleshwari ma'am, Methi capsules. Okay, so the thing is, when you have a capsule, right, it tends to have a more concentrated quantity. So that I would always suggest, please talk to a doctor before you take any capsules or anything from the pharmacy, right? Because those tend to have concentrated quantities, and sometimes it can be too much for you if you're taking the medications. So please talk to doctor. It's always best if you can stick it in your kitchen and have it. But if you want to take a capsule, you need to speak to a doctor first. Yes, you can take methi seeds soaked in yogurt, but buttermilk also is a very good thing. So you can have it with buttermilk as well. Can we mix an atta and have? Yes, you can mix an atta and make a roti, ma'am. You can just roast it and powder it and have it. Sunil sir, yes, you can take it. That's almost like a, like a tea, like a methi fenugreek tea with some ginger cinnamon. You can definitely take it. I hope you've also spoken. Just keep your nutritionist and your doctor informed about it. Okay, so at what time is it good to take fenugreek seed salad? Or okay, so what time, ma'am, you can take it if you're adding it into a salad, right? If you're adding like methi, sprouted methi, seeds into a salad, or if you're using the leaves, you can take it whenever you would like. But I would say if you're taking a salad, take it before your meals, right? So you can take it before your meals, let's say before dinner, before lunch, because adding some, eating fiber first will again help to reduce your post-meal sugar spikes. So try to do that. But otherwise, if you're taking like soaked methi seeds, something, you can take it on an empty stomach in the morning. But please let your nutritionist be aware of it. Okay, methi seeds, black jeera, ajwain. Okay. All right. So, Rangarao, you can take it. Like you said, this is a good thing. You can definitely take it. But one thing is, I want you, like sometimes, like I said, it can go, if you are someone who's taking medications at night, if you're taking your diabetes medications in the night, and then you're combining it with this, it can sometimes go to hypoglycemia in the middle of the night, and you may not be aware of it. So just let your doctor know, speak to them so they can also be aware of it. And I would also suggest checking your sugar levels, around in the evening, in the night, sometimes like in the, mid of the night, or 3, 4 a.m., just to check if your sugar levels are going into hypoglycemic range. Aisha ma'am, if you have pre-diabetes, and assuming you're not taking any medications, so you can just soak it in the water, or you can sprout methi seeds, add it into foods like salads, you can add it into curd rice, you can add it in any curry, rice, whatever, and you can take it, or you can make a tea with it. So that is, completely all right. Okay, so I think that was the end of it. Do we have any more questions? So I think that's about it. Okay, yeah. So thank you so much. Okay, there's okay, all right. I already answered this. Okay, so Rangarao sir, like I said, you can take this, but like I said, please make sure that you are checking your sugar levels maybe, in the night, if especially if you are combining this with you know what, with your diabetes medication. So if you are someone who is taking medications in the night, so please don't take too much of this. Just check your sugar levels in the night to check if there is a lowering of blood sugar levels, right? That also can help. But yeah, that's it. I think that is the end of it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Thank you so much for asking all your questions. Hope you found this session to be, helpful. Okay, and to all the people who are asking if you can see it again, this session would also be there on YouTube. You can go to our YouTube, and have a look at it. It will be there on the YouTube live section. Okay, so Sunil in what proportion Methi seeds should be added in atta? So it not a lot. You can just maybe start off with, like, if you're making, like, let's say like 100 grams of atta, then you can just add, like, 1 tablespoon, that's 15 grams into it, or about 20 grams. That is it. Try that, and then see how it goes from there. Okay. I think that was the last of questions, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Hope you found the session to be helpful. And if you have any other questions, please go ahead and drop it in the comments, and we will answer them, throughout. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in.